Here's something founders don't realize they are doing. In period 9, the more you explain, the less authority buyers feel. And most founders are explaining because they are uncomfortable with silence. So have you noticed that the more you clarify and justify, the less decisive buyers become? And have you caught yourself explaining things nobody actually questions? Well, 3 reasons to convince you to stay to the end of this video. First, over-explaining used to signal professionalism. 2, period 9 buyers interpret explanation very differently. And also, explanation without authority feels like self-defense. So if you choose to stay to the end of this video, these are the 3 key takeaways. Number 1, you understand why explaining too much slows decisions in period 9. Number 2, you will see what buyers are really listening for instead of detail. And number 3, you will know what founders must stop doing the moment hesitation appears. And if you ever felt yourself talking more when the buyer went quiet, do stay with me. There's a reason for that. Okay, so let's talk about explaining. So what does over-explain look like in period 9? Well, it looks like filling space, answering questions that were not asked, justifying decisions that were already clear. Nothing sounds wrong on surface, but something shifted underneath, and the buyers feel it. Why over-explaining erodes authority now? Well, you see, explanation changes the frame. It moves you from the leader to the defender, from the guide to justifier. In period 9, buyers aren't confused, they are assessing. And when you explain too much, buyers start wondering, what do you need to convince me of this? Why do you need to convince me of this? Okay, so what are the common mistakes the founders make in high-ticket sales? Well, founders assume hesitation means lack of understanding. So they add more context, more logic, and more reassurance. But hesitation in period 9 is rarely about comprehension. It's about orientation. And explanation doesn't fix orientation, by the way, presence does. So what must you do instead as founders? Well, you must allow silence to exist. Why? Because silence gives buyer space to locate themselves. And you must answer what's asked, not what's feared. Because fear-based explanation exposes insecurity. You must trust your position enough to stop selling it. Because authority doesn't need defending. So what must you stop doing also? Well, stop filling every pause with information. Pauses are not the problems, by the way. Stop preemptively justifying your value. Justification weakens leadership, by the way. And stop assuming clarity comes from more words. Sometimes clarity comes from restraint. So here's the thing. In period 9, explaining feels safe to the founder, but it feels unstable to the buyer. Buyers don't need more information. They need to feel you're grounded. And grounded leaders don't over-explain. So if this explains why talking more hasn't helped you lately, trust that signal, okay? So follow this channel if you want clarity about selling in period 9. This cycle doesn't reward founders like you who explain everything. It rewards founders who know when to stop talking and let decisions fall. See you in my next video.